Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon,
Good
sir.
Good afternoon,
afternoon.
sir.
Okay, so in the last class, we were doing length of a face. Okay, so already we have seen planar graph, planar embedding, dual graphs, and length of a face. Okay, so till now we have done planar graph, planar embedding, dual graph, and length of a face. Okay, so now we will discuss results related to these concepts. So, proposition I will start. So, in the last class, we have seen that number of. So, have you noticed that in the graph? Okay, look here. If you're not. Okay, so let's notice few things. So, you see number of edges in the graph and in any graph. Okay. So, we are finding length of a face. So, we'll start from that. This was dual concept. Okay, length of a face. So see in this graph, you notice that age. So number of ages in this graph. So number of ages is how much? How many ages you see?
Six, sir.
So there are 6 ages, and if I ask you to add all the, I mean sum of all the face lengths. So we had 4 faces. So add all face lengths like length of f4, length of f3, length of f3, length of f1, f2. Well, so if you add, like if I write a summation L of fi, I from 1 to 4, okay? So you add it, what do you see?
12, sir.
It is 12,
Twice of
correct?
the age.
Yes,
Twice of edge of graph.
yes. So you know this already. So in any graph, you will see this. Like here also, we can notice. So number of edges in the graph, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, and sum of all face lengths. Now, so here you have 2 faces, so sum is 8. So again you can notice, you come to this graph. So if you add all this face length, okay, so sum of all faces if you see, so that is 16, okay, and number of edges if you count 8, okay, so 8, you can again see the result. And if you see here again, you add all the lengths of faces, So summation length of faces, this is what, 16, and number of edges in the graph, and that are 8. Okay, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, how many edges do you see? 8, right? Am I correct?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. So again you can notice that the number of edges, so twice the number of edges actually will be equal to sum of the lengths of fi's. Okay, so this is a result. So proposition is, if L of fi denote the length of, okay, so L of fi denote the length of face fi in a plane. Okay, so if L of fi denote the length of face fi in a plane, or in a plane graph G. So length of fi in a plane graph G. Then twice the number of edges in the graph is equal to length of faces. Okay, so this is the result. Now we want to prove this result. So have you seen the proof of this? I think no, right? So we have not done this. Okay. So for the proof of this, we need result, like first thing you know already, I think. So proof. So one thing I need is, so what is the relation between number of edges in G and number of edges in G star? So what do you see the relation between these two? So number of edges in graph G and number of edges in its dual graph. Yes. What do you know? When you draw a dual graph, so what do you see? Number of edges in dual graph is equal to number of edges in E, or they are different.
Equal.
So actually you can simply see that vertices and faces interchange in graph G and G star, but number of edges in both remains same. So corresponding to each edge of graph G, you will have one edge in graph G star. So number of edges in G is equal to number of edges in G star. And the face length is actually the face length. Okay, so the face lengths are the degrees. So the face lengths are the degrees of the dual vertices. Okay. So like face length in graph G, you will see is the degrees of dual vertices, or degrees of vertices in dual graph, because face in G converted into vertices in G star. You know this. So that's why face length, okay, face lengths are actually degrees of the dual vertices. And these two results will help you to prove this. And one more result we need is called degree sum formula. So do you know what is degree sum formula? According to degree sum formula, So please tell me what is the degree sum formula?
Sum of all degree is equal to 2 into number of vertices.
Very good.
Number of edges, sir.
Number of edges actually. Yeah. So it's like 2 times number of edges in graph G is going to be, but we have to prove this result. Okay, so I want to write this in terms of G star. Okay, so let me write in terms of G star. So what I write, number of edges, twice the number of edges in G star is equal to sum of degrees of all the vertices. Okay, so number of edges, twice the number of edges is equal to sum of degrees of vertices in G star. Now you compare these two things. You compare the statement we want to prove and compare this degree sum formula. So you already know this quantity is equal to this quantity because it is here. Okay, so in writing dual of a graph, the number of edges remains same. So LHS in the both statement, what to be proved and what we know. Okay, so this we know already. So this degree sum formula is equivalent to that formula what we want to prove. So left side equal, come to right side. So the formula we want to prove, so right side is the sum of the lengths of all faces. And here the right side is sum of degrees of vertices in G star. And you know that faces in G becomes vertices in G star. That's why degree of vertices is the length of faces. Degree of vertices in G star is length of faces in G. So this formula equivalently proves that given result. So that is only the proof. Okay, so just have we have used these three results actually. So what do we get? Therefore this implies 2 times age of G is equal to summation length of Fi's. Okay, because degree of vertices in G star is equal to length of faces in G, and you know number of edges in G star is equal to number of edges in G. That's why this is proved. So this was the proof of the formula. Okay. So see, if you have doubt, you can ask. Okay. Now we have next result. So next result is, and this is the following statement. So the following statements are equivalent. Following statements are following statements are equivalent for a plane graph G. So for a plane graph G. So following statements are equivalent for a plane graph G. So what are the statements? The first statement is G is a bi bipartite graph. Okay, so G is a bipartite graph, and B is every face of G. Every face of G has even length. Every face of G has even length, and the C, the dual graph. So the dual graph G star is Eulerian. Okay. So first, anyone tell me what is the bipartite graph? Yes, are you getting?
So again,
Yeah, what is the meaning of bipartite graph?
so there will be a edge between the two vertices of two defined set, and no edge in between the set.
Okay, yes. So you can say it is the vertex set will be the union of two disjoint independent sets. Or you can say vertex set can be partitioned into two independent sets. Okay, so that is the meaning of bipartite. Yeah, you are also correct. And the second, so first statement is G is bipartite graph. So G is bipartite graph, then every face of G has even length. So face you know already. So face will have length even. And C is the dual graph G star is Eulerian. So what is the meaning of this Eulerian word? So
The
when
graph
can,
which contains
yes,
an Eulerian circuit.
a graph which contains Eulerian circuit, correct? So what is the meaning of Eulerian circuit?
It contains all the edges of the graph.
Yes. So it is a closed trail passing through all the edges of the graph. Correct. So okay, before the proof, let me give you a few definitions. So like you said, you're correct. So Eulerian graph. है ना? So you know the definition already. So like a graph is Eulerian if it contains, okay, so if it contains an Eulerian circuit, correct? Okay, and what is Eulerian circuit? So Eulerian circuit is you can write. So here I can write Eulerian
Closed
circuit.
trail.
Yeah, Eulerian circuit is a closed trail.
Contains all edges of the graph.
Yes, passing through all edges or contains all the edges of graph, right? Passing through or contains all the edges of the graph of the given graph. Also, we have a result. So, do you know result? Like a graph is Eulerian if and only if every vertex, okay, every vertex of G has degree what? Even or odd? You know this
Even.
result? Even. So a graph is Eulerian if every vertex of G has even degree. Okay, so a graph is Eulerian if every vertex of G has even degree. Okay, this thing will be used, and so these two words are involved. Bipartite, you know, so bipartite is a graph in which vertex set can be written as union of or can be partitioned, can be. So you can say that can be partitioned into two independent set. Okay. So a graph in which vertex set can be partitioned into two independent sets. Okay, so let's come to the proof now. This was the theorem. Okay, this was just definition. So we have to prove this statement. So let's start writing proof. So the proof is, so we have to prove actually all three statements are equivalent. So A implies B. So I will prove A implies B. Then we will prove B implies A. Means A and B both are equivalent. If and only if means equivalent. So A is a statement, G is a bipartite, okay? And B, I have to prove every face of G has even degree, or even length. Every face of G has even length. So face has even length means the length of the boundaries is even actually, right? The length of boundary, yeah. So, so let's start. Let G is a bipartite graph. So a face boundary consists of, so you know about face, and a face is a, so face boundary consists of closed walks. Okay, and every odd closed walk, so every odd closed walk contain an odd cycle. Okay, so every odd closed walk contain an odd cycle. But what do you know about bipartite graph? It will always contain even cycle. Okay, so G is a bipartite graph, then G will always contain even cycle. So means what? So every odd closed walk contain odd cycle. Okay, so
Excuse me, sir.
yes.
Yes, sir, please explain the this line, sir.
Okay, so to take any closed walk of odd length, so here a problem. First line, we assume G is a bipartite graph. Okay,
Yes, sir.
yes. So this is the assumption. Okay, so we'll use this later on. Now I'm giving other statement. And what do you know about face? What is a face? What is the reason? How do you find reason of a graph? Actually, like suppose this is a closed path, or you say a cycle. So this will divide a plane into two regions or two face, R1, R2. So this writing a face boundary consists of a closed walk. So this face boundary, suppose face is R1. R1 is one face, okay? Or you can write F1. You can say it F1. Okay, outside region you can say F2. So face boundary, you are finding the length of the face. How are you finding length of a face? You were counting the length of the closed walk bounding them, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so you see the face here. So face boundary will always be a closed walk. That's what written here. A face boundary consists of closed walks, right?
Yes.
Yes. And every odd closed walk contain odd cycle. Look. So every odd closed walk contain an odd cycle. This is fine?
Yes, and now understood.
So it's a odd means length is odd, so it's an odd cycle, okay? Every odd closed walk contain odd cycle. So, and in bipartite graph, what do you know? So actually in bipartite graph or bipartite, you can write plane graph. So bipartite plane graph. So in bipartite plane graph, the the contribution to the length, of phase, the contribution to the length of phase are all even. So you take any bipartite graph and you check. And a bipartite plane graph, okay, that should be planar. So like K33 is a bipartite, but that is not planar. So a planar graph you will take. So you take a bipartite planar graph, you can check this statement. So contribution to the length of face are all even. You will find always length of faces are even actually. And that's why we wanted to prove. So here this statement, why we given this, every odd closed walk contain odd cycle, even closed walk will contain even cycle, okay. So that's what we wanted to prove. So in bipartite actually what happens, so you can write the reason. So this is a proof, okay. So because you can say, because if G is bipartite graph or planar graph, it will not contain odd cycle, okay. Will not contain odd cycle, or it will contain even cycle. Okay, that's why the phase length is going to be always even for case of bipartite planar graph. Now we'll come to B to A. So we started with A, we took bipartite graph, and we proved that for the bipartite graph, it contains always even cycle, and even cycle will have even length. And that closed walk you call phase, okay, bounding them. So this will have always even length. Now we have to go from B to A. So we'll start with B and prove statement A. So now we have to prove B to A. Let every phase, so let every phase of G, okay, so every phase of G has even length. So let every phase of G has even length. So consider, let C be a cycle. So let C be a cycle in G. Okay, so let C be a cycle in graph G. And since or as G has no crossing. So why G has no crossing? Because G is a planar graph. Okay, so since G has no crossing, so C is laid out as a simple closed curve. As a simple closed curve. Okay. So C be a cycle in G, and G is a planar graph. That's why it will have no crossing of edges, and that's why you can say C is a simple closed curve. And let F, so capital F, be a, or the reason. So let F be the reason enclosed by C. So let F be the region enclosed by C. So F is a region enclosed by C. Okay, C is a cycle, simple closed curve. So every region or every face, okay, every region of G is completely within F or completely outside F. Now, because there will not be any crossing, that's why. No, there will not be crossing of edge, so that's why. So F is any region, so every region of G is completely within F or completely outside. Because there will not be any crossing. Okay, so as each face of G has even length. So we started with this assumption. Okay, so as each face of G has even length. So we have started with assuming statement B. So every face of G has even length. So G contains only even cycle. Only even cycles. So G contains only even cycles. Or you can say other word, G does not contain any odd cycles. Okay, so G does not contain any odd cycle. Same thing, okay, only even cycle, or you say G does not contain any odd cycle. And that's why we had the result. So if G is contains only even cycle, so that is G bipartite graph. And this says G is bipartite. So it will not contain odd cycle, and that's why G is bipartite graph. Okay, so you can remember this statement. G is a bipartite planar graph. It will not contain odd cycle. So it does not contain odd cycle, then it is bipartite graph. So this was B to A. Okay. And next we'll have to prove B to C. So we have to prove B statement implies C and C statement implies B. So we can prove both together. So B statement is every face of G has even length. Okay. So every face of G has even length, and C statement is the dual graph G star is Eulerian. Okay, so from G to G star, how you convert? So you make the faces of G as the vertices of G star, okay, and then actually vertices of G star becomes faces in G, or like faces and vertices are interchanged in G and G star, and corresponding to every edge of E, you get edge in G star. That's why number of edges in G is equal to number of edges in G star. Okay, so we have to prove every face of G has even length. Then dual graph G star is Eulerian. So face has even length means what? The edges, okay, bounding them. So if you count the number of edges bounding them, that will be even number. And Eulerian means you know. And graph is Eulerian if and only if every vertex of G has even degree. So simply you see, this is very obvious thing. B statement is every face of G has even length. Okay, every face of G has even length. And G star ideal means every vertex have even degree. Are you getting my point? So we assume that B statement is every face of G has even length. So what do you mean by that? Every face of G has even length. So the edges bounding them, the length will be actually of that walk will be even. And the C statement is graph G star is Eulerian. So what is meaning of Eulerian? That every vertex of G has even length, even degree. Every vertex of G has even degree. So in fact, in G star, if you think, so the faces in G becomes vertices in G star. So the length of faces becomes their degree of vertices. That's why they are equivalent. Are you getting point? So they are obviously equal. Just I will give one argument. So one line is like, so the dual graph G star of G is connected, and its vertex degree are its vertex degree its vertex degree so the vertex degree of G star. So vertex degree of G star are the face length of G. Okay. So vertex degree of G star are the face length of G. So, and you know, the face and vertices are interchanged. So the length of face and degree of vertex are equal. That's why both statements are equivalent. So G star will have all vertices of even degree. Of even degree. And if a graph has all vertices edges, G is Eulerian. Okay, that's what is the proof. So the phase length is equivalent to vertex degree. Phase length in G equivalent to vertex degree. So that's what is. So that means it is Eulerian. So that is the proof. So let's try few questions. So example. So planar graph, again I'm saying a graph is a planar graph if it can be drawn in a plane without crossing edge. Non-planar graph are the graphs which cannot be drawn without crossing edge in the plane. So what do you see? If I ask you, like Kn is planar for what values of n? What values of n? And again, so let me write this question. So this is question 1. And question 2 is Kn is non-planar for what values of n? Yeah, so you know the answer already. Okay, so everyone know the answer already. Just you tell me.
1, 2, 3, 4 for planar.
So for the 1, 2, 3, 4, you will get planar. And okay, so try this
Ob-
K6, K5 we have proved. So tell me about K6. So what do you see? K6 will be planar or non-planar? Actually, K5 is a proper subgraph of K6, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So that's why K5 is non-planar than every superset. Okay, that will also be a, or you say, since K5 is a
So,
non-planar.
so,
Okay, yeah,
so K6 is non-planar.
yes. Why it is? So we have a result that any graph which has subgraph as K5 will be non-planar since K5 is non-planar. So that's why K6 is also. So K6 you can try. Okay, so we can try that. So let's join this A with all. Okay. Now you can try with. So we already know the non-planar, but we are doing experiment. Okay. So B you can join with C, join with D. Uh, you can join it with E. Yeah. You can join it with. You don't have to cross the edge. Okay. Now A, B, C. So the problem is here. How will you join this C with E or F? So obviously you will stuck, है ना? Anywhere you will go, you have to cross the edge. So that's why it is okay. So you have to cross actually somewhere. So without crossing, you cannot draw. That's why K6 also. So answer Kn is non-planar for n as 5, 6, 7, 8, and
So
so on. Okay. So K1, K2, K3, K4 are planar only. So you decided that K1, K2, K3 and K4 are planar graph, and second is K5, K6, K7 and this so on are non-planar. Okay. Now the next question is, so the next question is, so that there exists, okay, there exists means just one you have to find, so that there exists a four regular planar graph. Okay, so that there exists a four regular planar graph and a four regular non-planar graph. Non-planar graph. Okay, so you just have to give example. Four regular planar graph and four regular non-planar graph.
K5 4 regular non-planar graph.
K5 is yes.
4 regular non-planar.
So K5 is the example of four regular non-planar graph. So what is the meaning of four regular means?
All vertices of degree 4.
Yes. So you have to check, है ना? So in K5 you can simply see all vertices will have degree 4 and it is non-planar. So you know that already. Yeah, you type four regular planar graph. So what do you think about K33? You know, K33 was non-planar and it has, each vertex, it is three regular actually. है ना? So what do you think about K44? Think about K44. K33 was actually three है ना, regular non-planar. So think about K44. Tell me, it is planar or non-planar?
There are 4 regular non-planar.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Try
sir.
try to draw and see.
Okay, sir.
See, can you draw without crossing their edge? Everyone, please draw K44 without crossing their edge. Can you do that?
Sure, non-planar. K4.
Are you sure? K44.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me check. Then you can check octahedron if it is non-compliant. Then. So you check K44 or you check octahedron. Check both. So in K5 each vertex has degree 4. So in Kn each vertex has degree K minus 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So have you tried everyone? This, this, this. And can join here, here. Join like this. Okay. Then how will you join this and you are stuck. Okay. I will join this one. Okay, I will join this one. Like you have to cross somewhere. So okay, K44 is not the good example. Yeah, do try for this octahedron. So octahedron if you make, okay, K44 is actually non-planar. Okay, so K44 can be come in this category. So K5 or K44 you take. Octahedron if you make, so you have 8 vertices, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, sorry, 7. Yeah. The graph is like 1 minute. So I'm doing something wrong. Okay. So these two will have common. So do you know how to draw octahedron? 1 minute. So draw again. So 1, 2, 3, and this, and okay, you will have this one, and you go with this, and you will join this. So, but here is a problem, right? Because it has
6 vertices, sir. 6.
okay only 6 vertices I have to take. So if I remove this
Yes,
one,
sir.
is it fine? Okay.
Yes, sir. This is
So this has degree 4, degree 4, degree 4. Okay. Yeah. So this is fine. Okay. Sorry. And how many edges it has?
12.
Yes. Okay. So this is the example for this graph is the example you can say. So you have to write two graphs. Okay. So question was so draw one regular planar, four regular planar graph, and draw one four regular non-planar. So K5 is the example for four regular non-planar, and this is the example for four regular planar. Okay, so this is four regular planar.
planar.
Yeah. So you need two examples actually, and you got that. Okay. Now the next topic is uh, Euler's theorem. Okay, so next topic is Euler's theorem or Euler's formula, you can say. Okay, so Euler's formula. So what is Euler's formula? Anyone know? Yes, yes or no? Do you know what this or not?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so this is a very good result, and actually I would like to discuss in this lecture now. So first I will discuss this Euler's formula, then like a word will come maximal planar graph, and then you will see some results related to that. Some results related to this. Okay, so let's back to the formula, Euler's formula. So let's make one first of all planar graph. Okay, so let's make this one. So this is K4. Okay, so A, B, C, D. Okay, so tell me number of vertices. N will be
4.
number of vertices. Okay, notation. So here is 4. Then E I will use notation for number of edges. Okay, so I will use this for number of edges. Number of edges. Okay, so how many edges you see?
6.
6.
So it is 6 edges. And then I will use F, number of faces or number of regions. And F1 you can write F1, F2, F3, and outside is F4. So how many regions you see?
4.
So 4 regions we have. Now you see the relation N minus E plus F.
Equal to 2.
2.
Okay. So is it coincidence or this will always give you 2? So you can make some other graph. Okay. So like you can draw any graph, okay? Any planar graph actually. So is it planar? Or yes?
Yes, sir.
So
Plan.
again you can see number of n is number of vertices, okay, degree of the graph. E is number of edges, f is number of faces. So how many vertices you see?
4.
4. Number of edges? 4.
4,
And number of faces? 2.
2,
2.
2.
Now again you can see n minus e plus f. So 4 minus 4 plus 2. So we'll get answer 2. Okay, so result is this only, okay? So the result is Euler's formula. So in a planar graph G, n actually denotes. So in a planar graph G, n is number of vertices, small e is number of edges, and f is number of faces. Number of faces. Okay. Now then you know already n minus e plus f will always give you 2. Okay. So n minus e plus f for any planar graph, you take any planar graph, and f is the faces in planar representation. Okay, so you have to write them in planar representation. So n is the order of graph or number of vertices, e is the size of the graph or number of edges, f is the number of faces or number of regions due to planar representation. Fine, this is the Euler formula actually. So this is formula. Okay, so then let me write the theorem. So in a planar graph, this holds. Okay. So if you want to prove if you want to prove this result, so let me write is as a theorem. So the theorem, if I write, so theorem is if a connected. So let me write theorem 1 because later I will give the reference to this. So if a plane connected plane graph, है ना? Plane graph is equal to planar graph. So plane graph G has exactly n vertices e edges. So e is the number of edges and f faces. Then n minus e plus f is going to be 2. So we have to prove this result. Okay. So let's explain the word related. Like we have used connected word. So what is the meaning of connected graph?
There exists a path between any two vertices.
There is a path.
Exists a path between any two vertices.
Okay. Yes. So, and plane graph, you already know, plane graph is nothing but the planar representation of a planar graph. Okay. It's a planar representation of a plane graph. So you have a connected plane graph. It has n vertices, e edges, and f faces. Then this result holds. So for that, we'll use induction method. Okay. So you know method of induction. So it has three steps. First step, second step, third step. In first step, you start with the smallest value of n, and then in next step, you assume for n minus one. Or there are two types of induction. If you know, one is you assume that for n minus one, prove for n. Other way of induction is you assume for all the values less than or equal to n minus one, then you prove for n. Okay. Or you in a step 2 you assume for all the values less than n. Statement is true for all the values less than n, like n minus 1 and minus 2 and so on, and you prove for n. So let's start with proving using induction. So prove. So we will prove this, or we will use induction method on n to prove the above theorem. Okay. So let's start with n is equal to 1. So n is the number of actually vertices, order of the graph. So you have only one vertex. You have only one vertex. So step 1 we are taking for. So step 1, n is equal to 1. So you have just one vertex. So check for this. You have just one vertex. So tell me, n you have already taken number vertex 1. How many edges you see and how many faces you see?
One zero edge, one face.
0 is one face. So we can verify that formula, n minus e plus f. So 1 minus 0 plus 1, and that you get 2. So this is true. So since we have taken n is equal to 1, so we restricted the vertex to 1, but edges we have not restricted. So like we may have the other cases, like we have one vertex with one edge, that is a loop. And this is also a connected graph. So this may be a case. Okay. So G might have one loop, you may take two loops, three loops, because vertex is fixed. So you have taken just n as one, E, and now you tell about F. So in this case, what do you see? How many edges you see?
F2,
So
edge
A
1,
is
Edge
1,
one.
F2. Okay.
F2,
So n minus E plus F. Again you see. So 1 minus 1 plus 2, that you get 2. And again you can do this experiment. Okay. So it might have two loops. Okay. Like this. So you may, in this case, you may see n is number of vertex 1, edges 2, and faces how many?
Three.
3.
3.
So for n is equal to 1 case, always you will notice that 1 minus 2 plus 3. So it will be true. That's what, and so on. You can do and so on. So this result will hold. N minus e plus f you will get 2. And that's why So step 2 will come to step 2. Okay, so in step 2 we'll restrict n to more than 1 because already we have checked for 1. Okay, so we'll take n is more than 1, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or any number. So as graph G is connected, we can find, so as graph G is connected, so we can find an edge that is not a loop. Okay, why you are seeing that? Because it has more than one vertex, more than one vertex, right? Because we have already checked for one vertex case. So this graph n more than 1 means it has more than one vertex, either 2 vertex, 3 vertex, 4 vertex, and so on. So you have more than one vertex, so at least you must get one edge between that. If minimum you will have 2 vertices, and in that case you will find one edge that is not a loop. Okay, because graph is connected, right? So when we contract, so contraction, okay, so when we do contraction of that edge, okay, contraction of that edge, what we selected, okay, so here was G is connected, so we can find an edge that is not a loop. So when we do contraction of that edge, what we will get? So whatever graph is, okay, so we are talking in general, but we have taken the case it has more than one vertices. So we will find one edge for sure that is not a loop, and we do contraction of that edge, then we obtain a graph, and as it might have one loop, two loop, no problem. So we obtain a graph with, suppose, n dash vertices, e dash is a new number, okay, e dash edges, and f dash faces. So after doing contraction of that edge, we obtained a new graph actually, and that graph is has n dash vertices, or n1, you can say n1 vertices, e1 edges, f1 faces, like this. So we have taken dash, n dash, e dash, and f dash faces. Okay, and you know now after doing contraction, what you see, you reduce the graph by one vertex. And step 2, what you do? So according to that, what I want to say you that n minus e dash plus f dash will be what?
Two.
It is true. We are assuming this, okay? This is assumption step. So what we are saying here, there are n vertices in graph G. We are doing contraction of one edge. So we will left with n minus 1 vertices in G dot E, okay? In G dot E, we will left with n minus 1 vertices. And in induction step, what you do? You assume for n minus 1, okay? So we assumed for n minus 1. Now step 3 is proof for n minus 2, okay? So step 3 is proof for n minus, proof for n. है ना? So in step 2 we assume for n minus 1, and then in step 3 we prove for n. So now main thing we have to prove, n minus e plus f is 2. Okay. So first you find the relation between that n dash, e dash, and f dash. Okay, so let me there first, starting this, we'll come to the, so after doing contraction, where what happens to the edge? N was a number of vertices. So what will happen to the vertices? N dash will be equal to what? After doing contraction in
N
G
minus 1.
dot E, how many vertices you will have left? It will be n minus 1, 1 reduced.
N
How,
minus 1.
how
n
many
minus 1,
how many edges you will have compared to the
E
edges?
minus 1.
e minus 1.
Compared to edges of this one edge you will lose. Okay, so in the coloring of graph we were ignoring multiple edges and loops, but here we will not ignore. In coloring of graph we were ignoring for G dot C, because in coloring of graph they didn't change the coloring or number of way of coloring, multiple edge or loops, but here you have to keep that, है ना? We are not doing coloring here, so we are counting, and a number of edges. So it will just one list. You do contraction of one edge, so you shrink that edge. So one edge is reduced, one vertex also reduced. Come to the F. Can you guess, or do you
F
want
dash
how
same,
many?
sir. F dash equal to F.
So you will have same number of faces. So to justify this, you can consider any example. Suppose you are not able to decide, so you can take one example. Okay, so that when you can decide. Suppose just like I did this. So this is graph G. Suppose it has four vertices, and you do contraction of edge E. So this, and this. So you will join this one, one, two. There will be two because है ना A B C D. So AC has contraction this. So A C both has A's with B. So that's why two here multiple A's and here is D. Now you count. So you can simply see here. N was 4, E was how many? 4, and F was 2. Come here.
2.
Here again N is 3, E is 3, and face is again 2. This is just example to support that. Okay, so you can do in rough or you can do there. Okay, just justification. So we are doing justification, or we are verifying the verification. So we assume this result holds for this n dash minus e dash plus f dash is 2. Okay, okay, so let me find the value of n from here. So it is n dash plus 1. Let's find value of e from here, e dash plus 1, and let's find value of f from here, it's f dash. Why we are finding? Because I will use this step to prove the third step. So let's back to the third step. So step 3 is proof for n, means we have to prove n minus e plus f is 2, and we assumed for n dash because g dot e has one less vertices, and in step 2 we assume, so we have this result. So just replace these values, you just use this result. Okay, so you just use this result. So now you have what? N, in place of n you can write n dash plus 1. So n dash plus 1 minus, in place of e you have e dash plus 1. In place of f you have f dash. Okay, so I use this. So what we get? You simplify this. Okay, so this we want to prove for NEF, but we already have result for n dash, e dash, f dash. So n dash plus 1 minus e dash minus 1 minus, sorry, plus f dash. Okay, so this minus 1 plus 1 cancelled. So we are left with n dash minus e dash plus f dash. Oh, and that was 2, and that's why we get this as. Okay, so for any graph it will hold actually. So for this it also holds. So that's why it is 2. So this is the proof. Okay, so look, if you have doubt, you check. So check for 1, assume for n minus 1 vertices, and then prove for n vertices. So we use the step 2 here. Okay, so next theorem we have. Okay, you just verify. So like we make a column. So verify one example. Verify Euler's formula. for graph. So you just check it, okay? You can check for any graph, so but you can check this one. So just simply you can say that so n here is number of vertices, 4, age here is how many you see?
5,
And faces,
3,
so n minus e plus f, you can simply verify 4 minus 5 plus 3. So minus 1 plus 3, that is going to be 2. Okay, so you can verify for any graph. Next theorem is, so we call it theorem 2. If G is a simple planar graph, okay, so G is a simple planar graph with at least 3 vertices. Okay, so G is a simple planar graph with at least 3 vertices. Then, so it has at least 3 vertices. Okay, it's a planar graph. Okay, so how many edges it will have? सपोज अ ग्राफ हैज एटलीस्ट 3 वर्टेक्स, कम से कम 3 वर्टेक्स होगा, सो कितने उसमें एजेस होंगे? एंड इज कनेक्टेड obviously, okay?
2 edges minimum.
Okay, and if you see the face boundary, then what, how many in a face? Suppose you have a graph and you have one face, okay, then so like a face contains what is the minimum length of a face?
number of edges enclosed by the face.
Yes, yes, so which number will be the minimum?
Sir, 2.
Where you now what I'm asking, minimum length of a face, not number
Yes,
of
sir.
face.
2, sir.
So minimum length of a face 2. So where do you see the length of, yes, so like you can see here in the loops, right? So you will get at least, okay, 2. But it is simple, okay? So in case of simple planar graph, what will happen? So in simple graph, there will not be any loop or multiple edges.
Multiple edges.
So in case of simple planar graph, what will be the length of face, minimum length of face? Yes, it is 3. So at least 3 you will get because it is simple, okay? So you will not have any multiple edges. or loop. That's why. So in the case of loop, you will have only one. Okay, and multiple edges case, okay, you will have length 2. So but it both are na. So if you have one vertex, then you will have loop, and loop will have divided into two regions. So that is length of this region is actually 1, and here length of this region 2. But in case of simple graph, simple, so we'll ignore है ना, I mean that will not contain loop or multiple edge, so we'll have at least 3. Okay, so this thing will be used in the proof. So if G is a simple planar graph with at least 3 vertices, this is a simple graph. So list number, that is the length of a face, going to be 3 or more than equal to 3, or है ना. So then let's back to theorem 2. So if G is
Sir,
a, yes,
sir, if P3 is if we take, then sir length will be 2.
okay, for the P3, but actually I will talk about faces. Okay, so first of all tell me, this graph divides the plane into how many regions?
No region, one region is there, sir.
Only one region.
One region. What is length of that region?
2, sir.
No, you know cut edge contributes how many in the
2,
length?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Going to be 4 here.
4,
Four,
sir.
sir.
Yes. So both are the cut edge, so it will contribute 2 in the length. So going to be 4. So length of the region is 4 actually. Okay. So it is at least 3. Okay. In case of
Yes, sir.
simple graph, it is going to be at least 3. Good. You asked. So so if G is a simple planar graph with at least 3 vertices, then there is a relation actually. E is going to be, or E means edge, है ना, number of edges in the graph is going to be less than equal to number of vertices. So it is 3 times number of vertices minus 6. This is one result. And the other result is also if G is triangle free. Okay, so G is a triangle free. So if G is a triangle free, then number of edges is less than equal to 2 times number of G minus 4. Okay, so this we have to prove. First you can verify with some example. Okay, so we can take some example and then we can verify. For example, simply you take K3. So in K3, if you notice, so age, number of ages is 3, and number of vertices is 3. Fine. So check the first result holds or not. You can simply check. So it is saying E is going to be less than equal to 3 times n minus 6. So 3 is less than equal to 9 minus 6. 3 is less than equal to 3. That is correct. In fact, equality holds. So, okay, just very fine. And if some graph is triangle free. So triangle, what is the meaning of triangle free? Yeah, what is the meaning of triangle free graph? No one knows?
So like P3 is example.
K3 is,
No, so P3.
no, I'm not getting. What is the meaning of triangle free graph? Okay, you see that the result, this below result will hold in this case. So check in this. Why it will not hold? So first you check, will it hold? E is less than equal to 2 times 3, sorry, 2 times 3, right? So I'm checking the lower result. Minus 4. 3 is less than equal to 6 minus 2. Okay, 2 into this. So 3 is less than equal to 4. Sorry, 6 minus 4. Okay, 6 minus 4, that is 2. So 3 is less than equal to 2. True or false? So it is false.
false.
So means this K3 will not satisfy this result. Why? Because this is itself a triangle. So
Yes, sir.
what is meaning of triangle free? So actually a graph which will not contain a triangle, or there will not be any subgraph as a triangle. Okay. Simple planar graph. Okay. So like you can check any, like this graph is, do you see as a triangle as a subgraph? No. So you can check the lower result for this. Is it has 2, n it has 3, you can check it. So 2 is less than equal to 2 into 3 minus 4. 2 is less than equal to 6 minus 4. 2 is less than equal to. Why it hold here? Because there is no triangle in the graph as a subgraph. So you cannot find a triangle inside a graph, or graph has no subgraph as a triangle. Okay, triangle free means you will not see triangle in the graph. Or K3 is not a subgraph. In simple word, K3 will not be a subgraph of that graph. Then we'll call triangle free. Okay, so let me write the proof, and you can also check for one more. So I will come to proof like K33. So tell me. So K33 is triangle free or not? So which formula you will check for K33?
Second formula.
Second formula. So do you
Yes,
see?
second.
So is it triangle free? You check. Will you have any triangle in this? Okay, we have to write in a planar form, but we cannot write it as a planar, right? So
Yes, sir.
actually, we cannot. You take this example because we are just talking about planar graph. So this is not planar. That's why we'll not talk about this. So we'll take something else that does not contain triangle. Okay. Yeah, you can take this. So it has a triangle as a subgraph. No. So you can check for this. Age it has 4, and number of vertices is 4. Okay, then you can check the lower one. Age is less than equal to 2 times n minus 4. 4 is less than equal to 2 times 4 minus 4. This is 4 less than equal to 4. Correct. So this is triangle free. That's why it holds. In case of K3, it doesn't hold because K3 is itself a triangle, the lower one. So okay, this is the result. If G is a simple planar graph with at least 3 vertices, then this holds. And if this is triangle free, then this will hold. So can I write here is 3n minus this, e is less than equal to 3n minus 6. So 4 is less than equal to 12 minus 6. Yeah. Okay, so what are we checking? So this one will hold for every simple planar graph with at least 3 vertices, and the lower one is the restrictions. So if it is triangle free, then only this one will hold this inequality. So let me come to the proof now. So first we'll prove the first part, upper one. So come to the proof. So for the proof thing, every face, okay, every face boundary in a simple planar graph. So you take simple planar graph, any, okay, simple planar graph with at least 3 vertices. You will see that it contains at least 3 edges, at least 3 edges, or length of, like if you find length of the face. So I'm talking about every face boundary, okay, in the simple planar graph contains at least 3 edges. So cut edge contribute twice, okay, remember, that's why. That's why we can say like n is more than equal to 3, you can say. Now let F5, okay, the list of faces, or list of face length actually. So F5 I'm denoting by face length, or LFI we can write. So actually look here, I was taking F as the number of faces, okay. So you know the notation, okay. So like earlier we were using n as number of vertex, e as a number of edges, fine, and f as number of faces, right? And then we had that result, n minus e plus f is 2, for a connected simple planar graph. Connected plan graph, okay. So for the connected planar graph we had this result. F is the number of faces, okay. So what I want, if I be the list of face lengths. Yeah, face lengths. So I'm taking face lengths. So LFI we can also write. I'm just using FI. So you had the result 2 times age is equal to, you remember this, L of capital FIs. So length of FI. So I'm denoting this capital LFI as a small FI. So this is FIs. Okay. And now 2 times E of G, I'm writing the same thing, Fi, and this is going to be more than equal to. So what do you know that about F? F is the number of faces, okay, and each face will have at least length what? Because each face will be bounded by at least 3 edges. So each face will have length at least 3. Are you getting? And how many faces you have total? F, number of faces are F. So total sum is going to be more than equal to 3f. See, f is the number of faces, and each face will have length either 3 or more than 3. That's why I'm writing 3f. Okay, because it's a simple planar graph. So that's why what we get here, 2e, you can write easy or simply you can write 2e. Okay, 2e more than equal to 3f. And but what do I need to prove? I need to prove that formula. Look here. So I need to prove this one. E is less than equal to n minus 6. And ng is n actually, no problem. So E is less than equal to 3n minus 6. Now I have to find a relation between E and n. We have to remove f. So how can you remove f? So in place of f, what can you write? Since n minus e plus f, we get 2. So what is the value of f from here?
2 minus n plus e.
2 minus n plus e. And what we need to prove is also in terms of n and e. So we have to eliminate f. So we have to write 2 minus n plus e. So let's simplify this. 2e is less than equal to 3 2 is 6 minus 3n plus 3e. So from here you take there 3n is left side, bring 6 also left side, less than equal to, bring 2e on right side, e. So what do you decide get here? E is more than equal to 3n minus 6, or you get E of g more than equal to 3 times n of g minus 6. Okay.
Sir, less than equal to है ना?
नो चेक चेक चेक, हमने इसको उल्टा कर दिया है, मतलब राइट को लेफ्ट, लेफ्ट को राइट. अच्छा, मुझे प्रूफ क्या
Okay,
करना
sir.
था? लेस देन इक्वल टू ना. ओह,
Less than yes, sir.
अच्छा, तो हमने कहा
Less
गलती.
than.
हाँ हाँ, तो समथिंग इज रॉन्ग.
It's just then, sir. 2 is greater than equal to 6.
आई थिंक आई
Greater
हैव
than
डन
equal to
समथिंग रॉन्ग. ओके,
yes, sir.
1 minute. So here is really minus e, isn't it? Check check check. So 6 I bring on left side, 3e bring on left side. Okay. Okay, so where is the problem then?
Then the upper line, sir. 2 is greater than होगा ना? Greater than equal to.
अच्छा अच्छा, ओके ओके, ये मैंने गलती से मोर देन, हाँ. सो इट वाज मोर देन साइन, सो आई बाय मिस्टेक रिटर्न. So more than equal to, so here it is going to be what? Let me write it again. We have problem. So everyone get it? Actually it was greater than equal to, and I by mistake written this less. Yeah, so let me continue again. So 2e is more than equal to, so what I was trying, bring that 3e 3n on left side, 6 on left side, more than equal to, bring that 2e on right side. Okay, fine. So now I decided e is less than equal to 3n minus 6. Okay, that we wanted to prove. Yeah, so you can say e of g is less than equal to 3 times n of g minus 6. Oh, thank you to all, है ना? So it was a mistake there. Right. Okay, so this is the one result. And since it was actually simple planar graph with at least 3 vertex, so it will have at least 3 edges in each face. So okay, so total sum of faces will be more than equal to 3f. F is the number of faces, and at least 3 is going to be the length of each face. That's why. Now let's prove the other part. So second part was G is a triangle free. So what do you mean by triangle free? It will not has K3 as a subgraph. So means it will have, each face will contain at least four edges bounding them, or you can say like what I written here. So I started with, every face boundary in the simple planar graph contains at least 3 edges, but it is triangle free. So if 3A is bounding a region, means it is a triangle. Are you getting? If 3A is bounding a region, means it is at least it is triangle. But we are talking about triangle free graphs. So in such graphs, what will happen? It will have more than 3 edges, means at least 4 edges. Yes. So we'll write when. So it's the second part of the proof. When G is triangle free, so no face will contain 3 as the length. So this is triangle free. So the faces have length. Okay, the faces have length at least 4. So the faces of length at least 4, and that's why you know the result, that we have 2e is equal to summation fi, like the last part, and each face has length at least 4, and number of all faces are 4. Number of all faces are f. Okay, f is the number of faces and 4 is the length, minimum length. So this is going to be 4f, more than equal to 4f. So from you get 2e is more than equal to 4f, and from here doing similar step 4 times. So since n minus e plus f is 2, so f you can write is 2 minus n plus e. Okay, so 2 minus n plus e. So continue this, 2e more than equal to 8 minus 4n plus 4e. Again, you take, okay, no problem, 2e, you bring that 4e in this side. 8 minus 4n, anyway you can do. So minus 2e is more than equal to 8 minus 4n. Now you divide by minus 2. So when you divide by negative number, inequality changes. It will become 2n minus 4. And that's what we wanted to prove. E of G, so number of edges is less than equal to 2 times number of vertices minus 4. Okay, so this was the result. Okay, so one thing you can notice here in the statement, if this is not if and only if case. Okay, so what I'm saying, if graph is simple planar graph with at least 3 vertices, then it will hold. If this result hold, then it does not guarantee that graph is simple planar graph. Okay, this is one way. One way, you know, this is just one side result, not the both side. Okay, so like what I want to say, but if this does not hold this result, then it will be not a simple graph, right? So you, what do you call this? This is called necessary condition, not sufficient. So this is necessary condition, not sufficient. So like if you check for K5, okay, so for K5, What I'm saying, if G is simple planar, okay, with at least three vertex, then implies, okay, this was E is less than equal to 3n minus 6, but I'm writing the opposite result, see, 2. So this will not imply this one. Okay, are you getting my point? So if it is simple planar graph with at least three vertex, then this will hold. But right, the right side will not imply left side. But if this does not hold, E is not less than equal to 3 n minus 6, then it will guarantee that G is non-planar. Okay, or it has less than three vertex. So means E is more than this. Okay, and you also check that n is more than equal to 3, so at least 3 vertices you have, then this G is non-planar. For example, you check for k5, you check for k5. What is the value of n in k5? What is the value of E in k5? Yeah, tell me, in k5 how many edges and how many vertices?
10 edges,
Yes,
5
5
vertices.
vertices.
so
10
10
edges, 5
edges,
vertices.
5 vertices. Okay, so let's check that result. So for the planar it was E is less than equal to 3n minus 6. But here you see 10 is less than equal to 3 into 5 minus 6. 10 is less than equal to 9. Okay. So it doesn't hold actually. So this is false. Means K5 is non-planar. K5 is non-planar. So I mean, just I wanted to say, so like mathematical reasoning you might have seen. So that says actually P implies Q is equivalent to not Q implies not P. Okay, both are equivalent statement. है ना? This is statement, simple statement, and this is called contrapositive. Yeah, contrapositive statement. Both have equal meaning. So P implies Q is equivalent to not Q implies not Q. That's why I wanted to say. So if it is simple planar graph, then this will hold. If this doesn't hold, then it is not simple planar. This is just example. You can check for K5 also. K5 is a triangle fully, and this will not hold that. That will not hold the second condition, and that's why it is non-planar. Although you can verify that result. Okay, so I have next class now. So to stop. So we'll continue this in next class. So any doubt till now? Okay, then
No, sir.
we'll meet in next class. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.